Micro skills in basketball are usually small niche skills that can be unique skills to a player. It could be a small tactic a player does that leads to a big play. The first video of this series received a ton of love, which is why we are going for his second video here. So let's get right into it. Andre Drummond's tap rebounds. Andre Drummond would continuously tap rebounds up to keep the ball alive in rebounding situations if he is in heavy traffic. This gave him multiple opportunities to get a firm hand on the ball to secure a board. Nikola Jokic's court mapping. Jokic has the ability to make reads and passes without facing his teammates. Oftentimes he'll communicate positioning of where he wants his teammates on the floor, and once he gets the ball, he maps out everything where his teammates are, defenders, and with that skill he can make a ton of no-look passes. JJ Redick using his defender as a screener. Redick, when he would get top locked, would use his defender that is top locking him as a screener just by pushing his defender towards the on-ball defender. This would create a situation where Redick's defender would screen his own man, and since Redick's defender isn't in position to recover or switch, it would give an open pathway to the rim. Jimmy Butler baiting the pass. Butler has a unique ability to bait passes. Combination of foot speed and positioning allows him to trick offensive players into passing to one area of the floor. Butler would anticipate the decision and be ready to recover and pick off the pass. Anthony Davis's ability to catch good or bad passes in traffic. Elite play finisher with amazing hands, Davis can catch lobs or entry passes in heavy traffic. This skill pops a lot on lobs, where it doesn't matter if the pass is good or not. Davis is still able to get a hold of the ball and make a play. Kyrie Irving dragging out a double team. The first instinct when double teamed is to pass the ball immediately to the open guy, but sometimes that option or angle isn't always there right off the bat. Kyrie Irving is one of the best in dribbling away, out of, or dragging out a double team to give him a better angle to pass or score out of it. Nick Batum's entry passing. If you're wondering why the Batum is in the game during the fourth quarter, well, it's because of his post entry passing. Duh! How else do you think Joel Embiid was getting those post touches, man? But such a simple thing such as an entry pass is such a lost art because how sloppy players get. But my man Batum is holding it down. The Luke Cornett contest. It took me a while to put this in the video, but it's a hilarious move, but it is done to block a shooter's view of the rim, which can force misses. Hey man, a big dude like Cornett jumping from anywhere with those long arms, I feel like that would get to you if you're shooting a basketball. NBA players pulling the chair. It's an old school tactic, such a classic move that when timed and done right can create a turnover and make the big man look completely foolish. It's very useful for small players to use when defending against a bigger player, using the post-up player's own power against them. Draymond Green's fake handoff. One of my favorite moves that Draymond Green uses, especially since he knows he has the threat of Steph and Clay to pull this off with. Just completely fooling the defense and generating an open shot at the rim for himself. Trae Young's nutmeg. A street ball move that Trae utilized to get by players, putting the ball through the legs of his defender. It's a very risky move and tough to pull off, but quick crafty guards like Trae can pull it off and make it look so smooth. Jamal Crawford 4-point plays. Jamal Crawford generated a ton of 4-point plays in his career. He jumps a bit high on his shot with a very big sweep and sway in his legs when he gets off a jumper, so when a player is pressuring him and given a contest, he doesn't get much space to land, which triggers the ref into calling fouls on his shots. Anthony Morrow and D'Angelo Russell's no-dip threes. The no-dip three is such a fun skill for shooters to have, and I have to put it on here again on this list. D'Lo and Anthony Morrow are lights out shooters off the catch, and so the ability to knock down jumpers with not much motion, not dipping the ball, just immediately getting into a jumper, high level skill for shooters. Carmelo Anthony and Marvin Bagley's double jump. Carmelo Anthony and Marvin Bagley had a pretty low-key ability to seamlessly go from one jump to another, just showcasing some explosiveness, springing up quickly on the second jump, whether if it was going for a rebound and then putting up a shot, or missing a shot and springing up to get it before putting it back in. Kind of just operating as a pogo stick. Josh Hart tracking rebounds. Josh Hart at his size is one of the best at tracking the ball and where it will land when a shot goes up and putting himself in the best position on the floor to get to that board or even swoop in. A lot of times there isn't really any box outs on perimeter players, so he takes full advantage of this. High level effort player. Obi Toppin leaking out early and getting ahead of the defense in transition. Obi Toppin always had moments during the game to where after the opposing team gets a shot up and misses, he immediately leaks out and is almost always going to be the first man down ahead of the defense to receive a pass in transition. The ultimate cherry picker. Along with micro skills in the game, there are also macro skills, which I categorize and define as usually go-to skills or bigger skills from players that help shape their entire game. Like we all know the Dirk fadeaway, the Tim Duncan bank shot, Manu Ginobili zero step, the Rondo fake. There's so many examples, which is why I need you guys to tell me what are some of your favorite macro skills from a player. And here's more examples of those macro type skills. TJ McConnell's short range jumper. TJ is one of the most efficient mid-range players in the league, and one of the biggest tools he has in his bag is a drive, stop and pop in the paint, or utilizing the Nash dribble to get free and hit a short range jumper. LaMarcus Aldridge's turnaround fadeaway. Aldridge was a tough mid-range and post player. His height and shot release point made it tough to block his shot. He created separation in the post with a turnaround fade, which would grow to being a go-to shot for him. One of the best counters he had against defenders trying to take away middle penetration. Luka Doncic slow step finish. Luka is a top tier finisher in the league, and with the physicality he plays with and the crafty ball handling, it's tough to stop him when he is able to just decelerate off a galler, allowing defenders to fly by, and he gets a bucket. It's tough to time blocking his layup attempts with this move. Zion Williamson's touch around the rim. Zion Williamson is a player that plays with such power and is very left-hand dominant, but has some nice touch around the rim, can finish high off the glass or get a shot off in tough traffic. Kevin Durant's hezzy pull-up. Durant's hezzy pull-up is one of the most lethal moves in his arsenal. The ability to size up and walk a defender down and get you with a hezzy before popping a shot in your face is one of the most aesthetically pleasing shots in basketball. He has hit a ton of big-time shots with this one move. Steven Adams brick wall screening. Steven Adams is one of the best screeners in the league. Tremendous strength. Just creating a ton of advantages for his guards with his screening ability. James Harden's pocket passing. Harden's pocket passing off of ball screens is such a smooth skill of his. I can never get enough of watching him hit those passes just with precision and timeliness on the money right to the big man, and has become a staple of his game working off of pick and rolls. Tristan Thompson's offensive rebounding. Tristan Thompson had a strong nose for the ball on boards, nothing but pure hustle. Was 6'9" in height, but he was competing with 7-footers, just bursting off the floor, grabbing offensive rebounds. This man got high and would just grab the ball out the air, and a lot of times his offensive rebounds came clutch down the stretch as he would get some key offensive boards. Tony Parker's floaters. Tony Parker's floaters were just a thing of beauty. A small crafty guard like him that really annoyed big men because no one was blocking his shot. He had really nice touch on these shots. Chris Paul's snake dribble into a mid-range shot. A staple in Chris Paul's bag, just dragging out the defense off a ball screen and getting to a spot on the elbow or close to the rim and pulling up for a midi. He got to this shot consistently, time and time again. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more NBA breakdowns and videos like these. This is a channel dedicated to breaking down the game of basketball. And with all that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all in the next video.